So I made a delicious meal that Micah is finishing up. Was that yummy? Taya is the only one who refused. So she's eating a sandwich.
Mom, what's that? D.
What's what?
D.
That's a spoon fork.
Is
your food yummy? Okay, so we have a policy in our house. You need to eat, mister.
No.
Since she's eating a sandwich, I'm going to explain this one. We started this many years ago when Emmy was tiny, and we had to for sensory reasons. When I make a meal, if they don't like it, that is perfectly okay. A long time ago, we stood by the stance that you eat it or you go hungry. Except she would starve herself for days on end and end up dry heaving, and that was a really bad situation. Once we learned about sensory processing disorder, we had to implement a different policy. So I make a meal. They're required to sit with the plate in front of them. They can't push it away or anything. If I know they're probably not going to eat it, I give them tiny servings. But they have to sit there through the whole meal with it. Once the majority is done, then they may kindly come and tell either Sean or myself that they don't care for it and that they would prefer something else. Now, they don't get free reign. They don't get to pick just anything. They don't get, yummy convenience foods or anything. They get a sandwich. Used to be a peanut butter and jelly. We had to do away with peanuts in our house. So we either do sun butter and jelly, almond butter and jelly, or in Taya's case, I make an exception and it's just straight butter and jelly. She has an aversion to the nut butters or other butters in general. She absolutely loves straight butter. So that's what she's eating. It's not necessarily for everybody, but honestly, guys, it saves a lot of headache. I don't have to worry about kids going hungry, and they know that they're getting a meal regardless, because we also don't need to be creating any additional food issues. And having this policy in place already actually comes in very handy looking at the adoption process, because there's a lot of kids, especially in the U.S. foster care system, who have faced trauma over the years relating to food. That it's a trauma item, it's a trigger. They hoard, they overeat. There's a lot of issues. I do not really believe that there's such a thing as stealing food in your own home. However, there are taking certain things without permission that they shouldn't, or that they should know better. So, and we make it very clear in our house which items they have to ask for and which items are free reign. That, if you're hungry, go for it. It's really only like produce and things like that that are not earmarked for a specific meal. Knock yourself out. If you're that hungry, go eat as much as you want. Like the cheese puffs behind me, those are not free reign. That is limited quantity because it's not good for you whatsoever. There's nothing healthy about that. And yeah, so that's how we handle sensory meal issues in our house. They get the sandwich. You would do what would work for your family. They don't really get much else. So she can finish that sandwich. If she's still hungry, she can have produce. That's it. If she's not hungry enough for produce, she's not that hungry. And that will tide her over until the next meal. So there it goes. Let me know if this video helps you. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything else going on in the future. I have all sorts of parenting tips, things like this, crafts, foods, you name it. Well, I've got a lot of kids, so I've done a lot of it. But I will see you guys in the next video.